Okay, here's a quick screen capture for clapping music. Cubase, new project, prompt for project location, and put it in the minimalism folder on your mus131. Don't want to see that, so I get rid of that, but I am seeing the right hand side. When you check that, you see the VST media bay. This is where you'll make new tracks, and this is the inspector for those tracks. I'll do a quick file save as, and I'll call this clapping test. There we go. So following the instructions, we've done save as name, get right hand side panel, check project setup, auto fades, and studio setup. Studio setup, you'll need to make sure that you're seeing ASIO, Yamaha UR22, Steinberg, ASIO. Project setup. It's important just to check that you're working at a sample rate of 44,100 samples a second and 24-bit. And auto fades. In future, when you start doing fade-ins and fade-outs, you'll need to do auto fades. So you'll need to check all three of these boxes, plus you'll need to move this to a curved line and move this also to a curved line. Save those as your default settings. Select rack instrument and groove agent. Create MIDI track to go with. So here we go. Rack, groove agent. Create MIDI track. Yes. Load in your drums. So that's select preset. And I'm selecting Funky Rave. Takes a while to load. And as per the class, D#1 should be the clap. Yep. I'm going to select and make another groove agent because I want two different types of clap. And again, select Funky Rave. Et voila. So I've got these. This says this is MIDI. These are the audio outputs of Groove Agent. So I'll call this clap 1 MIDI, and I'll call this clap 2 MIDI. I need a time signature track, so right click here, add signature track, change to 6/4. Make sure that snap here is on, and select to bar will do for now. Take the pen tool and make a bar of MIDI for clap 1. So on this MIDI track, now I need to, in the inspector, I need to see that it's playing Groove Agent 1, Funky Rave, but I want to make a drum map from the instrument, and double click in the MIDI, and I see my drum kit player. And I select the drum stick, D#1, claps, bang. Rest. 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 Sounds pretty good. We'll have that. And this I can duplicate with Control D. Now on the notes I'm using the arranger track, but here for now I'm just going to duplicate things. So duplicate, duplicate. Use the G and the H key to zoom in and zoom out. G zooms out, H zooms in. And now I'm going to Alt and click to duplicate that MIDI track to clap 2. Clap 2 also wants to have a drum map from the instrument. And then when I duplicate this time round, I now want to shift everything back 1. So I delete my first note. I select all my other notes. And then somewhere in this list of how to, select track area, right click, make arrangement, make it repeat, and double click. Select all and control click left arrow to move all back 1/8. So control click left arrow, control click left arrow. Moves everything back 1/8. And now I'll just need to put my final note in. And if I just solo this track now, play it from here, I could loop that track to make sure it's correct. So I select loop, I select the left locator to that bar, I put my right locator, if I can get it. I need to find my right locator. Somehow my right locator has disappeared. This is odd. There we go. Why he didn't want to appear, I do not know. There we go, and repeat. That's doing what I need. Duplicate that, edit this, remove the first note, select all the others, control, left click, shift them, put in my last note. And we're getting there. So this has 3 iterations of the changes in clapping music. The original, but it's hard to tell what is what. So at this point I need to find the mix console, which is under Audio Studio Mix Console. At this point I see where these are my 2 MIDI tracks, but these are the 2 master outputs, and I can select the EQ for each clap, and I can change their clapping, and I can change their panning. So if I select right click in the panning area and select stereo combined panner. For each one I can now move him almost to the left and him almost to the right. So he sounds right, he sounds left. And when I'm happy with that, I can now take that pattern between my left and right locators, grabbing these arrows, and go File, Export, Audio Mixdown, call it Clap Mixdown Test, put it in the right folder, make sure you're working at 44.1 kilohertz sample rate, 24-bit depth, and export. That should give you one single WAV file. So you just need to check that you're getting your changes correct by looking at the score on Mole, and maybe add 4 repetitions of each of these. That is that.